The demolition of what remains of the already collapsed Key Bridge in Baltimore is expected to take place this evening after poor weather conditions forced it to be postponed over the weekend. The wreckage has collapsed on top of the cargo ship that crashed into it. That was back in March, causing the whole thing to fall into the water there. Crews are planning to break the span down into smaller parts, more easily removed by cranes and by barges. And the goal is then to refloat the ship, which has been stuck in the river since the collapse. Earlier today, Maryland Governor Wes Moore spoke about the complicated process that crews face.
Safety in this operation is our top priority. We've gotten to this point without a single injury. We plan on continuing this mission without a single injury. That is the standard that we have going forward. The use of precision cuts will help us to preserve our strong safety record.
CBS News, Baltimore investigative reporter Mike Hellgren joins us now for some analysis on this. Mike, I know you've been following this closely. So engineers are going to run through a series of steps. They probably whiteboarded this all out. What are those steps? How quickly might this get done?
Tony, they expect this to be done in just a few seconds, around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Basically, what they did is make cuts inside the steel of that bridge, and then they're going to put explosives in there at various points throughout the piece of the Key Bridge that's on top of the Dali cargo ship. And then they're going to detonate those explosives. It's only going to take a few seconds. It's going to sound like fireworks. The bridge is expected to fall away from the ship and into the water. Then they're going to have barges and cranes pull out all of that debris. They hope to be able to refloat the ship and move it away within the next 2 days after that.
Really amazing stuff. So the crew members on that ship, the Dali, this happened in March. It's now May. They have not left the ship since it hit the bridge. They are still there. Do we have any idea how they're holding up?
Tony, we talked to several churches that are assisting them. They say it's been very stressful for them. The FBI came in and confiscated their phones as part of their investigation. They've since gotten replacement phones, but they're missing some of their personal information. When this explosion goes on, they're going to be still on board the ship. The Unified Command says that's necessary to keep things safe. They say that they're going to be aft, away from the bow of the ship, and they're going to be below deck. But yeah, they've been on board for more than 6 weeks now, and hopefully once the ship is refloated, they're going to be able to let them leave the ship. We're told maybe 5 at a time. And one note I should say, Unified Command doesn't actually like to use the word explosions. They say this is not going to be like a Hollywood movie. They say they prefer precision cutting, and you heard the governor refer to this as precision cuts for this process that's happening at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Well, whether it's explosion or a detonation or a precision cut, it's good news for the reopening eventually, I assume, of the channel there. What's the estimate these days about when the channel might be completely reopened to traffic?
So their goal is by the end of this month, 2.5 weeks. Once they do this precision cutting detonation today, it's going to take another 2 days. That's the goal, to get Dali refloated and moved over to Seagirt, which is not far away. They have an alternate channel that's 48 feet deep that they've been using. They've had more than 300 vessels that have been able to pass, but they really want to get the main channel open. So the deadline for them is the end of this month, and they think they can do it. And because of the nice weather today, they think that this should go off hopefully without any complications, even though it is a very complex process, Tony.
Really interesting stuff. Mike Hellgren. Mike, thank you very much.